Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 20 video, pretty much the Captain America Civil War crossover, the official crossover. There's always minor points of crossover when they're discussing stuff about Hydra, but they were talking about stuff that was happening during the Civil War movie, so there will be minor Civil War spoilers in this. It was all about the Sokovia Accords, registering Inhumans, so the direction the TV show took with it was a little more comic book Civil War with the Superhero Registration Act than the movie, which was really about putting the Avengers under government control or government oversight. So when Talbot had that scene with Coulson at the beginning of the episode, the Spies Like Us episode with the elevator down to the base, he was talking about bringing S.H.I.E.L.D. back into the light under government control the same way the Avengers are now. They paid off the setup with another nice comic book reference to Secret Warriors, which, like I've said, this season is a comic book arc, but it's also the name of a team in the comics, just a team of Inhumans that they have on the TV show. But there was also a little Ghost Rider, and the only thing I really didn't like about this week's episode was really that they killed their third act to get to that Lash reveal. They really could have sped that along. The whole MacGyver scene just absolutely killed the episode, but it is fun to see them twist the idea of the Terrigen bomb in a really nasty way. You know, those monster men Inhumans that Hive is trying to create. So instead of the normal top 5, let's just turn this into an Easter egg Civil War video, just because that was mostly what was going on in the episode. You probably spotted the newscast. That was the most direct Civil War crossover when they're talking about Tony Stark, the Avengers, the Sokovia Accords. Then Coulson looks at the newspaper, sees Peggy Carter's obituary, and then Talbot walks in, and they have this scene that's very much like the Incredible Hulk post-credit scene with Tony Stark and Thunderbolt Ross. That scene was mostly about Iron Man telling Thunderbolt Ross that he was putting the Avengers together. The monster men, primitive Inhumans that Hive is creating are kind of like what he does in the comics. On the TV show, he has those small nanite parasites that just infect people's brains. In the comics, they look more like face huggers that just attach to people's faces, but it amounts to the same thing. He gains a level of control over them. His plan to detonate the virus in the atmosphere is a lot like a perverted version of Black Bolt's Terrigen bomb. That was during the Infinity Arc, which is actually a long time ago, like it was way before Secret Wars. But that was the event in the comics that they used to surface the Kamala Khan Miss Marvel. She got her powers when she went through the Terrigen Mist. Hellfire making a nice Ghost Rider reference as he whips his chain of fire. The way they visually animated this too is also a lot like the way they animate the Ghost Rider chain in the movies. So I'm not really sure who holds the rights to that right now. They may not have reverted back to Marvel, because I think if they could, they would think about doing like a Ghost Rider Netflix series, but that requires a lot of CG, so it's a little bit harder to do than Daredevil and some of the other series. Totally dug the Lash Hulk smash third act reveal. That was what they were building to in the episode. Like the doors open and it's Lash and it's like, surprise, bitch. The problem that kind of spoiled it is they took way too long to get there. I feel like they should have sped through a lot of that MacGyver stuff, or just completely found a way around it and spent way more time during that Lash action scene where he just mows down all of Hive's people. But kind of a bummer that they killed him. I guess they want to give the Hive kill to someone else. But the real WTF is that we find out that Mac now has Yo-Yo's cross. Because they said that they're going to be shooting a warhead into space, someone's going to have to go into space to try and stop it. That's probably what's happening in this scene right here. So let me know in the comments, do you think that they're actually going to kill off Mac this season? Or is there going to be some Joss Whedon style Deus Ex Machina save in the last episode where someone will save Mac from space? Because they kind of did the same thing on Arrow this season where they were showing a character in a grave. We didn't know who it was all season, but they kept going back to this grave scene. Someone's gonna die. Then after we found out who it was, they're like, oh yeah, they're definitely not coming back. But this dead character in space could be like a WTF fake out where you think they're dead, but then you move forward a couple moments in that episode and someone ends up saving them. Mac's a decent character. Most of his best scenes this season have been with Yo-Yo's character. This was episode 20. There are 2 more episodes left in the season. I'm probably going to wait till the start of next season before I decide if I keep doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos. They've been getting better, and now that they're not really doing an Inhumans movie, they might have opportunities for the TV show to do certain Inhuman characters like the Royal Family. But creatively, I feel like the show isn't quite where it needs to be, so it's not quite as fun spending hours and hours making videos for it as I think it could be. So we'll see. There's just been so much more movie stuff happening that I've been trying to clear room in my schedule, so I might end up dropping some of the TV shows that people don't care as much about next season so I can do more movie videos, but nothing's set in stone yet. The one TV show that I am really excited for this summer that actually looks pretty cool is Voltron. Netflix is dropping a new Voltron series all at the same time in June. It's being animated by the same studio that animated Legend of Korra, so it looks beautiful. What I'm going to do is a trailer video for that tomorrow just to kind of give everybody a preview and do like a good Voltron history video. Voltron was very precious to my childhood, so look out for that tomorrow. While you guys wait for my next video to post, you can click here for my Captain America Civil War Easter eggs, and you can click here for my breakdown of the post-credits scenes. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.